What is up, y'all? We're here for our midweek alchemy message. It's a little later in the week than normal when we do this reading because yesterday I got the days confused and I made a video for our weekly manifestation message. So there you have it. We are just getting back on track today. It's been a nice day off. I went on a long run. I had a nice workout. I went on a nice walk. Came home, watered the garden, studied some Torah, and just before I started the video, I realized that while I was watering the garden, I must have gotten ants in my pants, and they started biting me up. So I'm still kind of stinging from that, but that's good, right? All right, it keeps me alert. And then it's probably working off some of my tikkun. So the universe always sends us fun and creative ways to work off our negativity. And that is usually either through proactive effort, or if we're not making proactive effort, then it could be through some sort of chaos or suffering to get our attention. So, and then, it could be much worse. So hopefully through my Bible study, my judgment was sweetened to only some vicious ant bites. The universe has a really funny sense of humor with me, and I can tell when I'm getting like paying a penalty from something, but they're sending it to me, and it's usually wrapped up in some kind of really hilarious but irritating to me package. So I think that's really funny. All right, haha, universe. So, yes, I'm excited about this week's upcoming Secret Teachings of Jesus video. It's going to be a part 2 of our video that we did last week, the inner and the outer. It's really interesting that particular portion I, chose because it just felt compelling to me for the week. It just so happened the next day that I do those videos late on Saturday night, and then the weekly energy lessons and weekly Zohar portions and Torah portions start dropping Sunday and Monday. So after the fact, on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I start listening to my Kabbalah teachers, and all of their content is in line with that verse from the Gospel of Philip for this week. So I thought it was really cool how we were so aligned with this week's messages. And so I wanted to double back and do an episode that is like a part 2. And I'm going to kind of take you guys through all of the portions that my teachers have brought up through the week. And so you'll get a taste of Kabbalah teachings in that video. So that'll be cool. I'm excited. All right, let's get into it. So this is a perfect reading that plays out in perfect continuity. Also, thank you, Greg, for your question that we've been talking about most recently. That's a really good question to do a whole video on. It had to do with, maybe the difference between ambition and greed, healthy ambition and greed. So I think that's a really interesting topic that a lot of people are probably, they wrestle with. Everybody seems to brush this, issue when we are in spirituality. What is the difference between the pursuit of money and the point of corruption? And what is the healthy pursuit of sustenance that helps us be overflowing as a vessel? So I thank you for that good question. And that's why you guys should chime in and ask questions that are related to the material, because then I can make new videos about things that you specifically need help with or need some, we need to discuss things and talk about and unpack them, or, maybe it leads me to figuring out what kind of courses you guys might be interested in and that I can create for people. So those are very helpful. Helps me in my research and development. So thank you. Okay, awesome. So from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, we have Disillusion. And it's dissolution, dissolving, not disillusion, just to point that out. the difference there. Okay, so dissolution, sugar, and Uranus. Underneath dissolution, we have Nine of Cups. Underneath sugar, we have the Hanged Man, or in this deck, this is Hanged Man. Some decks, they have the Hanged One now. And underneath Uranus, we've got Three of Pentacles. So I think that we are really, really close and we're poised for our dreams to come true, for something that we've been working on for a long time. It's really close to coming into fruition. And so there's just we're just a couple of clicks away from like being able to move forward into the being and having of those goals and wishes. So there's just a little more work to do within the self, and it's right at hand, and it is the most amazingly simple thing. It's just when it clicks, it'll click. And it's all about shifting our perceptions right now. And the Gemini new moon at the beginning of the month was helping us like sort of offload our hard drive and our operating system, and then clean out the computer, and then we have put new operating systems, updated, new applications, new thought processes. We've gotten rid of the viruses that were affecting our functionality by getting rid of those old limiting belief systems, old reflexive response systems, patterns, self-sabotaging habits, right? So now that we can see them more clearly, we can see what triggers us in the first place, and then we follow those triggers to the roots. And so we're having a lot more understanding of what has been blocking this merging with our truer destiny, right? A higher expression of a deeper fulfillment of our lives. So the disillusion here is the step that we are taking in order to get to the wishes come true, right? So what are we dissolving? We're dissolving our layers of negativity that hold us back from where we want to be, from where our soul is calling us in life. And so this is, part of this having a greater understanding of ourselves is helping us dissolve away these negative layers that keep building up from our unconscious behavioral patterns and our reactivity and our fearful and scarce responses. So we're dissolving the layers of darkness, the layers of low vibrational feelings and emotions and thoughts, and we are making room for this new perspective to come through. We've done a lot of healing. We've had a lot of revelation and insight. So we're not the person we used to be. So we're getting a new perspective. So that old self is really just shedding away. It's peeling away like the skins of a snake. And so the more we peel that away, we're peeling away who we're not really and revealing who we truly are, and who, like, in God's image of us, who we're truly capable of being, and what we're truly capable of giving and sharing in the world. So we're dissolving away anger, envy, covetousness, lust, greed, slothfulness, laziness, aggression, hatred, prejudices, projection, codependency, you name it, just a list. The list goes on. Varied ailments and sufferings and chaoses. So we're shedding those, and that is helping us to connect to our blessings coming in. It's as if our heart is a bridge, And the bridge is where the flow of the blessings comes through. And it's like the truck is backed up and it's got all the blessings in the truck. And the truck is waiting to offload. But like the truck, first of all, can't get across the bridge. And once the truck gets across the bridge, once we move the blocks to get the truck from the higher realms to the lower realms, from the upper realms to the manifestation here in the material, we have to unblock that bridge. We have to unblock our heart. And then once we unblock the heart, do we have the capacity to receive these blessings? Or is the warehouse full, right? So now we need to declutter the warehouse so we can receive the blessings that are coming. So getting rid of what doesn't serve us, getting rid of what's taking up space in our life that's preventing good new seasons to come in, right? Good things can be coming in, but we're holding on to things that don't have any real value or deep sentimentality. They're just things that we've grown attached to and used to. So we need to shed all that. And so now we find ourselves in a threshold moment where we have the Hanged Man here, which the Hanged Man is a seeming pause in activity where it feels like everything's slowed down and come to a standstill and everything's gone kind of quiet. But there's more happening than meets the eye. In To Be Magnetic work, Lacey Phillips calls this moment the magic dark. And it's when you've been hard at work doing the transformational work, making the effort, making changes and becoming more aware and unblocking your subconscious and expanding your beliefs and taking action. And it's all of a sudden everything stops. There's not really any tests coming from the universe. There's not really opportunities coming. It's just everything goes quiet for a minute and there's a void. This is the moment where we are recalibrating. She calls it the magic dark. It's where the energy is building, the magnetism is building, and the universe is doing its thing to bring the pieces together and to deliver your manifestation. It's also an initiation to make sure that you won't get desperate or grabby and take something or settle for something in the meantime that's not truly aligned, right? So you've cleared the space, now hold the space and wait for the real deal to show up. In the meantime, in this seeming pause in activity, there's really more going on than meets the eye. And so this opportunity is a chance for us to go deeper in our efforts to shift our mindset and our consciousness and change our bitterness into sweetness. In the meantime, we don't need to we don't need to decay or rot in the sweetness or overindulgence, but we need to use this time wisely to prepare and to focus and to strengthen ourselves, but to really make the changes. Because whereas the Gemini new moon at the beginning of the month helped us plant new seeds for new consciousness, that Sagittarius full moon yesterday, that strawberry moon, is helping us heal things and in a sweeter way than the harsh chaos that we used to go through, because we're proactively seeking understanding of God's spiritual relationship with us, right? So we're sweetening our judgment and we are sweetening our perception. And so the Sagittarius full moon is helping us shed what no longer serves what no longer serves our new identity, our new life, our new chapter, our new timeline. And so what Jupiter in Sagittarius full moon is also helping do is expanding our vision and our outlook and our reach and our capacity to have foresight and vision, right? Bigger vision, and see the big vision. And so it's giving us a deeper understanding of ourselves and of our mission and of, life in general and our understanding of things. And we are shifting our philosophies. And so it's giving us an excitement and an enthusiasm and an optimism that we haven't had in a while, a new refreshed fire and determination. Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign. So it's the one that wants to change and shift and grow into the fullness, the full maturity of the fire signs. So optimism, taking that aim, that focus, releasing the arrow, shooting our shot. But this is the moment where we find that focus, where the archer is like getting centered and getting calm and, you know, getting into the calming, grounding of the breath, right? And we're shifting our perspective in this moment. This is a shift of consciousness that's putting us on a trajectory that will be in alignment with the influence of the higher self, rather than a trajectory of being in alignment with the influence of the ego self or the lower self or the inauthentic self. Okay, and then Uranus. Let's talk about Uranus. Uranus, there was a square with Uranus during the full moon. When was that? What was that? What was that? Which one's Uranus? Oh, Mars squares Uranus. So this is a real fire and passion and determination for change. This is like a sudden shift, like eureka, revelation, revelatory change is Uranus. It's shock, it's awe, it's lightning bolt moments, very quick shift in energy. And it's paired with the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is what the threes in the suits are, the first stage of completion. It's as if you were going to go climb Mount Everest and you have made it to base camp 1 with all of your supplies, and you have convened your team and you are on the mountain and you are ready to set forth. So just like this, it's like you're going to climb this mountain coming up. You've made it to base camp. You've got the attention of others who are realizing your skills and your preparedness. And so they are ready to team with you. They're willing to collaborate. So this is the Pentacles suit. So this is the physicalization of things materializing. It's not, you know, a great success yet and big money, but it's like you're getting out of the apprenticeship and you're starting to be taken seriously in the next phase of your attempts, your goals, your ventures, okay? So people are respecting your gifts and your skills because you have respect to them and you've showed up consistently. And so now it's like with this whole new like rebirth of self and the shift of mindset and just a set, like stepping into a set of shoes that makes us feel more confident and certain and, you know, have like a stronger backbone and more wherewithal and clarity and certainty and direction and decisiveness than ever before. So new chapter, new ability, new fresh perspective going into this next phase. So that's very exciting. So don't bemoan the quietness of this moment. Relish in it and let things sort of gestate and cook and shift and come together. All right, you all, that's all for tonight. I am going to cook some wild mushrooms that I foraged yesterday or the day before, and they're jelly ears. They're very easily identified and they're not poisonous, so don't worry, I've checked. I am a careful forager, not taking risks in that department, so, and I don't suggest you guys do either. All right, well, I'll see y'all tomorrow for our weekend reflection message. Ciao.